Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today we are going to start a tutorial series on C++ language. Today we are going to discuss what is programming languages, compiler over of C++ languages, and C++ program execution cycle. So let's get started. So what is program? A program is a set of instructions given to a computer in a programming language is known as program. So what is a program? Program set of instructions that tells the computer what to do is known as program. Programmer give the instruction and computer execute that instruction, and the instruction given to the computer is known as program. Computer programming. Computer is a powerful tool. It is not intelligent. Computer is not intelligent because it cannot think like human beings. We tell it via instructions. We tell the computer what he should do via instruction. The instructions are given by the programmer. A programmer is a person who writes a computer program, like software engineers write codes. These instructions are called computer program. The instruction written by the programmer is known as computer program. So what is a computer program? A set of words and symbols used to write a computer program is known as computer programming. Once again, what is computer programming? A set of words and symbols used to write a computer program is known as computer programming language. This process is called computer programming. The person giving these instructions is called a computer programmer. I have already told you that the person who gives the instruction is known as programmer. Language categorization. Low-level languages. Machine language and assembly language are two low-level languages. So first of all, machine language. Machine language consists of strings of numbers, zeros and one. Machine dependent. It is machine dependent. Machine language in zeros and one form. Human being cannot understand machine language. It is far from human beings. No translation required. Because why no translation required? Because computer directly understand the machine languages. So we have not. There is no translation required because computer directly understand the machine language. But human being cannot understand machine language. But difficult to learn for humans. So humans cannot learn machine language. It is difficult for them. Assembly language. Assembly language, English like abbreviations. For example, load, rate, store wages, multiply hours. So these are English like abbreviations. It is one step higher than machine language. Incomprehensible to computer. Computer cannot understand the machine language directly. Convert to machine language via assembler. Assembler convert the assembly language into machine language so that computer can understand it. Because computer only understand the machine language, that's why we have to convert the assembly language to machine language so that computer can understand it directly. In order to do so, assembler convert this machine assembly language to machine language so that computer can understand. Programmers still need to write many instructions for one single task. For example, if we write a code in assembly language for similar task, and for similar task we write a program in high-level language. In high-level language we will have to write fewer lines than assembly language. So that's why we have to write many instructions for a single task in assembly language. Same task can be performed with less lines in high-level language. What is high-level language? High-level language are near to human beings. Human being can understand it easily. All the programs nowadays, all the programs are written in high-level languages. Software engineer writes the program in high-level language. Then it is the duty of compiler to convert it into machine language so that computer can understand it. Don't confuse with the word compiler. We will discuss it later. Speed up the programming process. How it speed up? Because we have to write the fewer lines of code to perform a task in high-level language. Near to humans. Humans can understand it easily. Similar to everyday English, use common mathematical notations. For example, wages is equal to rate multiplied by hours. So it is comprehensible to human beings, like wages, rate, hours. But machine language, 0 1's form. Human cannot understand it easily. Translator programs known as compiler convert code to machine language. So, who convert the high level language to machine language? Compiler. Compiler converts the code to the machine language. Any code written in high level language by the programmer is converted into machine language by a compiler. Why we have to convert the program into machine language? Because computer cannot understand high level language. Computer only understand machine language directly, so we have to convert the high level language program into machine language so that computer can understand it directly, and this is done by a compiler. Compiler is a program that converts the machine language into assembly language. So what is a compiler? A program that translates instruction written in high level language into equivalent machine language. High level language are converted into machine language by a compiler. One thing more, compiler and interpreter. There is a little bit difference between a compiler and interpreter. Compiler compiles the program, whole program, but interpreter executes the program line by line. So what is the advantage of interpreter is that the programmer can immediately find the error. For example, a programmer writes a line of code. If there is an error, interpreter immediately execute that line and tell the programmer that here is a error. Interpreter will highlight that specific word where is error. But compiler, in case of compiler, the programmer only knows the error when he writes all the code and then compile it. Then when the programmer compile the program, then he will know where is the error. So interpreter is better than compiler because it immediately tells about the error and programmer can immediately correct that error. Compiler, C++ program like int main int I is equal to 1. C++ compiler will convert it to this source code into object code. This C++ program will be converted into machine language by compiler. So this is the duty of so this machine language you can see 0 1 0 0 not understandable to human beings, but computer can directly understand it. So that's why we have to convert the C++ program into machine language, high level program into C++ is a high level language. So we have to convert this high level language code into machine language so that computer can understand it. List of some C++ compiler: GCC, Turbo C++, Dev C++. I will use Visual Studio IDE for this purpose. Video Studio is best for to write codes. We will use Visual Studio. Next, why we should learn C++ language? C is a language designed by and for programmers. C is an expanded and enhanced version of C. Means C++ is an extension, advancement of C language. It is a language of choice for professional programmers worldwide. Once mastered, C++ will give you complete control over the computer. C++ is above all the most powerful programming language ever invented. So that's why we should learn C++ language. Phases of C++ programs. Program execution cycle. First of all, programmer writes the code in the editor. We can use any editor like Turbo C++, Visual Studio. Program is created, initiated and stored on disk. Next, preprocessor. Preprocessor program process the code. So what is the function of preprocessor? It processes the code. Compiler. Compiler creates object code and store it on object code. So what is object code? The code written by a programmer is known as object code. The code in high-level language is known as object code, and the code in machine language is known as compiler creates object code. The code object code means it is in binary form. Compiler converts the source code into object code. Object code in binary form 0 1, and source code written by the programmer is converted into object code by the compiler. So what is source code? Source code is in high level language code is called source code, and machine language code is called object code. Linker links the object code with the libraries and creates an executable file on disk. Loader puts the program in memory. Loader loads the program in memory so that it can be executed by the CPU. So execute. Finally execute. Execution is done by the CPU. CPU takes each instruction and execute it. CPU takes each instruction from memory and execute it. Next, source code. So what is source code? Program written in any programming language is known as source code. High level language code is called source code. The code which is written by the programmer in high level language is known as source code. Object code. Program in machine language code is called object code. So what is object code? Machine language code is called object code. It is in binary form 0 1 form. Human cannot understand it. So guys, these are our topics of discussion today's. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Allah Hafiz.